Hi there. So question 3, hopefully you've seen question 1 and 2. They are generic questions for all 3 papers. So we now go into paper 2C, question 3. So a computer game has 5 levels. The score, S, a player achieves on the game is dependent on 2 variables: the number of enemies defeated and the level on which the game is played. And we've got a formula. So all we need to do is put our values into that formula. And it says the maximum score on a level is achieved by defeating all the enemies on the level. The number of enemies increases by 50 each time the player moves up a level. So we'll see 250 for level 4 and 300 for level 5. However, the maximum possible score is going to become a bit bigger. So for level 3, we've got 200, which is going to be multiplied by 10 to the power of the level minus 1, which would be 3 minus 1, and of course that's 2. So that's going to make 20,000. Number 4, we're going to have 250 times by 10 to the power of 4 minus 1, which is 3, and that will give us 250,000. And then finally, 300 times by 10 to the power of 4, that gives us that maximum score of 3 million. 3 marks, done, just for filling in our formula. Okay, part B. So in a tournament, players are awarded an adjusted score using the formula. 2 tournament players have their scores recorded. The table shows some of the adjusted scores for the 2 players. So in order to get this, we're just putting the S into a logarithm, and on your calculator, you just push log. That will give you the natural base 10 value, and then you put in 5,800. And the value you should get is 3.7634279994. And if we just check below, they want it to 2 decimal places, which gives us 3.76. Now to complete this, again, you're going to put in log 115000 and then just put log in front of 2.24 million. And that will give you the following values. Sorry, as I just check my notes, because I always do these questions before I answer them, so I don't make so many mistakes. 5.06 and 6.35. Okay, going down to part C, we've got our graph. We've got to plot the adjusted score for player 2. So level 1 is 1.18, which is roughly 1.2. 2, it's 2.48, which is roughly 2.5. 3, we've got 3.75, so that's going to go on there. 4 is at 5, and then 5 is at 6.35, 6.2, so just there. And then you've got to sort of, I guess, draw your line, because the next bit, a 6th level is added. I predict I will get a higher score than player 1. That's hard for me to do on the Surface Pro, but if we go to draw, I'll get the ruler out here. If I just draw that in with this one, I'm not quite there with all the points. That'll do. Right, lovely. Come on. So that's my first line. I'm going to go blue and do the coordinates for the other player. Very fiddly. You all would have done that straight away. And what we can see is, now it's funny, I got a different answer when I did it on pen and paper, and the mark scheme allows you to make a decision either way. But it says use the graph to comment on player 2's prediction. So for my graph, you can see the blue line at level 6, which is the first player, has gone below that red line. So I predict I'll get a higher score. My graph shows player 2 is correct. Oh my word, correct, because the graphs cross before level 6. Now, if you draw your graphs and they do not cross, you would then be saying player 2 is wrong. These graphs haven't crossed, and therefore player 2 would not have got a higher score. And that's it. That's question 3 done, and I'll see you at question 4.